Hello Aries, how are we? Welcome back to Marion K Tarot. I hope you're doing well. This is going to be your reading for March 2025 and the start of your birthday season. How exciting! The cards that we're going to be using this month are the Lumina Tarot and the Connected and Free Oracle that is with it. Okay, that corresponds with it. Okay, so as I say, we're going to pull an oracle card, see where the energies are maybe pointing towards us. You know, just having a wee look and see what's going on. Let's see. Okay, so we have got Elixir. A pretty card. You know, I've not used this deck for a long time. And I'm just absolutely loving the images and reconnecting with them. Now, looking at this image, what it feels like is, it feels like there's a need for, there's a need to show emotions. Now, how do I get to that? I really don't know, Aries. But that's what I'm feeling like. Now, you're really good at, you know, just expressing yourself. You're very direct. But over this month, now we're going to be having Venus retrograding in Aries. So if you've got any, obviously if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you've got placements in Aries. So that's going to be the big news. But also this year, the spotlight is most firmly astrologically going to be on you, because we will have Mars, Saturn and Neptune moving in Aries. Now, this is a big deal because Neptune has not been in your sign since, I think, the 1800s. Something like that. So, you know, it was a hell of a long time ago. And the world has obviously changed dramatically since then. But what it feels like is, in preparation for these big energies coming in, Aries, look at hydrating yourself. And when I say hydrating, I don't just mean, oh well, let's drink some extra water. I don't mean that. I mean like hydrating yourself spiritually and emotionally and physically. Okay, so it's like, where do you find sustenance? You know, because there's this wee succulent there. Well, that's what I'm looking at it and thinking it looks like a succulent, but it looks as if it's it's in a vase, which doesn't make sense to me, or it's on top of a very large amethyst crystal. Who knows? But it feels out of place to me. And maybe these leaves are being used in here to create some kind of elixir. Is it the elixir for life? You know, are we going to go down that cliched road? Well, we probably are, Aries, because it's me. And it's, you know, it's like, where is your zest for life gone, Aries? You know, because you've had Mars trining you, which is quite nice. You know, you've probably survived the Mars retrograde better than most. The rest of the zodiac's probably kind of just licking their wounds right now, but you're kind of all right, okay, right, that was fine, that's Mars retrograde, right, let's look for Aries retrograde, no Aries retrograde, sorry, Venus's retrograde. But it just feels, as I say, there's this kind of a feeling of being out of place, feeling out of place. So maybe in March, look to where you feel that your place is in the world, in the workplace, you know, and just your connections with people in general. So pay attention to that this month. That's what I'm getting for that Oracle card. So let's look at the tarot proper and see what's going on. And as always, Aries, I've got a sore throat, so please forgive me taking wee sips of tea. Right, so can I have some cards, please, for Aries for March 2025, please? Okay, let's see. We have got the Eight of Pentacles. We have got the Hierophant. We have got the Queen of Wands. Hello. We have got the Nine of Cups. We've got the Ten of Cups. And we've got the Two of Pentacles. What lovely energy. And at the bottom of the deck, we have got the Four of Swords. Now, so if a wee look-see and see what is going on with these cards, Aries, eh? Now, the first thing that strikes me here is the Hierophant, and I love the Hierophant in this deck, because it just looks like this wise man. This deck was created in Australia, and this Hierophant looks like a Aboriginal medicine man. And I absolutely love that. And it's a card of Taurus, which is your neighbor, one of your neighbouring signs. And it feels like, you know, this month, for the month, and then it's like we've got the Queen of Wands next to the Hierophant. It feels like this month, Aries, there is an opportunity for you to learn something new about yourself. Or maybe you have been working on learning something new about yourself or about something in general. With that Eight of Pentacles, it's a card of Virgo, which isn't exactly a sign that you're particularly au fait with. But it's there does seem to be this story here, you know, where you've been working really hard, Aries, and you've been it feels like, you know, you've been working to improve yourself, which would make sense with that Elixir card. You know, you've been putting in the hard work, and I think that people have been, there's a sense of people being a bit surprised by the fact that you have been working so hard, you know. It's almost like, oh, I didn't think Aries had it in them, you know, like to actually put the hours in. And the interesting thing here is the Queen of Wands. Now I associate the Queen of Wands with Aries. What's interesting here is each of these cards, each of the court cards have got an animal associated with them, and for the one suit it's foxes. Now this wee fox is asleep here. And it makes me feel like there's been this kind of, and particularly with the base of the base of the deck energy with the Four of Swords, and that's a card of your opposite sign, Libra. So, you know, interested in the shadow side of you. It really does feel like you have been working really hard, and perhaps, you know, in anticipation of your birthday starting, your birthday season starting. It's maybe time for March to be, you know, take a wee bit rest. Have that wee sleep. You know, you don't have to be awake all the time, Aries. You know, it's okay if you miss things. And I think that's perhaps, you know, what some of you have been learning to do. And in doing so, there's been like a opening up a spiritual guidance by doing that. You know, it's like by releasing the need for control. You've in turn created space for knowledge to come through. You know, instead of forcing it or fighting and looking for something all the time, you know, instead of pursuing things, if you've stopped and you've just kind of let go a bit, then the things have came to you. You know, it's like that kind of adage where if you chase the dog will just keep running. But if you stop and walk in the opposite direction, the dog will follow you. And maybe in this case it's a fox. I don't know. But that's what it feels like, Aries. So I would say March going forward, you know, continue to do that or begin to do that. And you'll get the result of that. There'll be the 9 of Cups, there'll be the 10 of Cups. There's a sense of completion. Completion of an emotional cycle. Now let's face it, Aries. I mean, emotions have been running high. Emotions will continue to run high throughout the month of March. March is really, because we move into your season, right? Because we move into Aries season, it's the zodiacal new year, right? And for me personally, it's when I feel like the year really starts. You know, it's like January, February, and bits of March is really the kind of tidying up, you know, months, but or seasons. But you know, the year really starts when the sun enters Aries. I think is it 21st? It's usually the 20th, 21st, that kind of time. And with the equinox. And there's that, it just feels like, you know, nature coming into balance. And each of these cards at the bottom, you know, the imagery on them, the 9 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, there's this duality to them. You know, there's this seeing, you know, we've got I'm assuming that's the sun and the moon. You know, we're coming up to the moon in Aries. This will be the last eclipse in the Aries Libra axis. So that's something worth paying attention to. You know, it's a finishing up of cycles this month before moving on to new things. And where do the new things come from? You know, what are the new things that you have decided, you know, that you're going to go and do? Because what's interesting is this 10 of Cups, it's mirroring. So it's, you know, it's like that kind of right, you're working hard. There is just so much hard work going on, Aries, right now for you. I keep getting it really strongly, how it's like you've been working so hard and you keep thinking to yourself, you know, when's this going to pay off? And I think the payoff with this hard work that you've been doing is you've excavated parts of yourself that you weren't unaware of. And I think that the payment, if you like, for the hard work is the self-discovery, the depths of self-discovery that you have achieved. And I think in March, that's going to really show up for yourself. So what I would say, Aries, is, you know, go forward with what you have learned, with what you continue to learn. And enjoy the fruits of your labour. And enjoy it. Enjoy yourself, you know, enjoy the people around you. Enjoy the happiness that you can now say that you bring within yourself, you know. And if any of you are feeling like things are too difficult, things are too tough, bear in mind that actually It's by going through these things that we appreciate and we realise, we come to the realisation that there's another level of joy. But there has been some hard lessons, Aries. There's no doubt about that. But I'm loving this Two of Pentacles showing up, because it just feels like now there is this, now's the time for you to reset and put things into perspective, and the lessons, and to implement the lessons that you have learned over the past year or so, Aries. Okay, my loves. If you want to book a personal reading with me, the details are in the description box. Just to go to my website and book in. Have a lovely month. Have a lovely birthday month for yourselves. I'm sure you will enjoy that. Please do so. Please enjoy it. And I will see you in the next one. Okay. Take care, Aries. Bye.